on task 152, the things that you will have to learn here is actually everything from 3D to using U tool to using trace tool. And I'm gonna use this example to show you the most common mistake that the takers do. Okay, so we're gonna zoom in. Example for this one. The labeler just grouped this one, did not use H tool. Okay, so this is wrong. Did not snap, so you have to snap here. These two, everything wrong. Okay, so the labeler did everything wrong on this task, so we're gonna clear. So I'm gonna show you how to actually do the task. Okay, so on the right side you will see everything that I click. S. Okay. F. S. F. Okay, you see it straight. Guys, if you run out of space, you have to click Control and then drag. Okay, you can drag. And then before I make the last point, I press the first point and then I press space. So this is the first building that you'll have to do. Okay, and then you have to drag it. So first you have to set the vector. Very important. Set the vector. If you don't set the vector, you will not get the task right. Okay, so I'll get the vector here. 3. I press 3. Okay, 3. And then from here to here, I've set the vector and then space. Okay, I select and then I drag all the way to the bottom. Okay, so the next thing that adjust. So the next thing that I'm going to do is I'm gonna do this part, this orange part, okay, along with this one. H, you see the corner here? Since I pressed H, it's gonna appear, the red portion is gonna appear. So after I click that one, I use F, so I could switch to right angle tool. F, guys, okay, F, and then I draw it normally. Okay, so I missed that part. And I could use S, F, or S, F, S, F. If I can't do it straight with F, I use S, and then I go back to F. See, drag. I always try to go back to F. So if it's not that straight, I go back to, okay, and then I press space. Before I press space, I use H. Okay, always go back to trace tool when you want to have the same height as this building, H. Okay, so you see, you have one line compared to the one that that labeler did. Okay, so next part is I have to draw this one. So this is connected to this. Okay, so the lower part is there. So I'm gonna press H. Trace tool, H. Okay. Then I'm gonna trace it. You see? If they have the same vector, the red lines will all appear. So that is important why you have to set the vector. H, okay, and then space. So that is how you draw that part. And then this part. H. And then H space. That is the second step. Okay. Now for this one, I could draw this one or I could draw this one. So you have two choices where to draw. Okay, so it's easier for me to draw this one. So I have to copy here first. And then I press 3 for me to set the vector. Actually, you've set the vector earlier, right? So actually, there's no need to do that. Just making sure. You've actually set the vector. You'll have one vector for the rest of your task. So if that vector does not work, you can change vector. Okay, so I use S. I select. And then I drag down. Okay, control and then drag all the way to the bottom. Okay, so I finished this part. Okay, next is this portion here. So this is actually attached to this building, attached. Okay, it has to snap. So H. Okay, I'm gonna use H here. Okay, you see when I come near this building, the red guide appears, right? Because they have the same vector. So if you don't have the same vector, it will not appear. Again, I can't stress that enough. F H. Before I make my space, I just H and then space. You see? Perfectly drawn. Okay, so come for this part. Okay, so for this part, I use H. I don't know if you can see it, but you could use that, and then you click here. H, I'm using H right now. Okay, F. Okay, F. When I come here, I use H, and then space. That's it. That is how you do the task. Easy. No gaps. No gaps. No gap. Okay. If we see one gap, we will push back the task. So that is the most important part of this task. Okay. And then you could actually do this too. E. And then you could drag. See guys, I've only set the vector once, but it fits almost all of the building. Almost all of the building it fits. I'm using F, okay? So this is a technique. I'm gonna change to cut tool or split tool and then space. Okay, so it's cut now. So this is how you do the task, guys. Okay? So for this part, you could group this because this is one building. I press 4. Okay, so this is another building. I press 4. Okay, so that is how you do task 1.50 52 1.52.